Manchester United progressed to the FA Cup final to set up a clash with Manchester City after defeating Brighton on penalties at Wembley on Sunday. Erik ten Hag's side won 7-6 on penalties after the game finished goalless after 120 minutes, with all 7 penalty takers scoring for the Reds in the shootout. Victor Lindelof scored the winning penalty after Seagulls ace Solly March saw his spot kick fly high over David De Gea's crossbar. The result means United will be back at Wembley for the third time this season in June after winning the Carabao Cup final in February. The Reds will face off against Pep Guardiola's side in the crunch match in what will be the first ever Manchester derby in a domestic cup final. Here are 6 things fans may have missed during United's FA Cup semi-final victory over Brighton. Maguire spotted pitchside. The England international had a difficult evening on Thursday night, and it would have been interesting to see if Ten Hag would have picked Harry Maguire if he was available for selection, given both Lisandro Martinez and Raphael Varane are out injured. However, with the centre-back suspended for the clash with the Seagulls, it took the call out of the manager's hands. Despite not being part of the matchday squad, Maguire was still present at Wembley on Sunday. The Reds captain was seen on the touchline as his teammates warmed up prior to the clash. He chatted to Darren Fletcher and watched the United players knock the ball about, more than likely wishing he was out on the grass. Shaw comforts young fan after a certain Premier League club came under some scrutiny earlier this week. It was pleasing to see Luke Shaw take the time to comfort a young United mascot before kick-off. The Reds defender spotted that the boy seemed a little overwhelmed before walking out with the team, so he walked over to him, bent down to his level and chatted to the youngster. It was clear that the England international had made the young boy feel comfortable. While it often goes unnoticed, Shaw deserves praise for the way he handled the situation, especially given he wasn't even his mascot. Footballers sometimes get criticized for failing to interact with supporters, so it is important they are given credit when they take the time to look out for them. Ten Hag chats with Antony. It was clear that Ten Hag was keen to pass on instructions to Antony whenever possible, and the Dutchman made the most of having the Brazil international within earshot in the opening 45 minutes. The Reds boss spoke to the winger on a number of occasions in the first half, putting his arm on the 23-year-old's shoulder while he rehydrated. Ten Hag was also spotted speaking quite demonstratively to Aaron Wan-Bissaka, before once again chatting with Antony. He wanted the wideman to speed up the play and find a teammate. For the Brazilian, he was probably glad to get a bit of a break from his manager when he switched flanks for the second half. Welbeck's warm reception. Danny Welbeck has been impressive in recent weeks, but the ex-United striker will be disappointed to have failed to get on the scoresheet against his former side at Wembley. The 32-year-old had a couple of decent chances in the match, but it was a disappointing end to his game as he went off injured. Having made 142 appearances for the Reds during his time at Old Trafford, winning a total of 8 trophies, the forward is still well liked by Reds supporters. As the Brighton man was replaced by Deniz Undav in the 75th minute, he received a great reception from everyone inside the stadium, United fans included. De Zerbi's angry reaction. Brighton made a positive start to extra time and should have taken the lead through substitute Undav. The Seagulls man did well to get into a good position, but his touch let him down and Diogo Dalot was able to clear the ball. Given he has scored just 3 goals since moving to the Premier League club, the forward will have been desperate to get on the scoresheet. While he was not the first Brighton player to squander a chance in the game, Undav's error led to a furious reaction from Roberto De Zerbi. The Italian coach was so angry with the missed opportunity that he threw a water bottle in frustration. It was the best chance of the game and the Seagulls man should certainly have done better. Fernandes coaching cameo. It will not come as a surprise that Bruno Fernandes had a part to play in the extra-time team talk, even after being substituted for Wout Weghorst. The Portuguese ace was not happy about coming off, but saying that, he never is. Despite this, he was still keen to pass on instructions to his teammates during the last break of the game. Fernandes spoke to a number of his teammates during the huddle, including Shaw. It remains unclear what exactly the midfielder was saying to the Reds players, or if they even took any of his advice on board, but it was reminiscent of Cristiano Ronaldo's role during the 2016 Euros final. He and Antony were also told to sit down on the bench by the fourth official.